All right, so coming up, let's see if we can take a shot from here. So question is, were those glider bombs then able to go and find their target and cause any kind of destruction? We all know that these things came out 2 or 3 years ago with the F16. You had to be at a certain height, certain heading, certain speed, and if anything was even slightly off, they just didn't work. However, there's been a whole bunch of updates since then. There's also been the F16 Viper that carries the alpha variant of this weapon, and you know what? I decided to make a video, so let's go. And very warm welcome to the video, especially returning subscribers of the channel. It's nice to be with you again. I know it's been a while. Let's get on with it. Surprise, decided to cut the intro after the first beat. You know why I did that? It's because I care about you. Really? You think, nah, how could he possibly care about me? No, it's true. I care about you so much, I decided to watch a video on how to make better YouTube videos. And do you know what they said? The last thing that people want to see at the start of a video is the same old intro with graphics and funky tune, because they've seen it thousands of times before and they're just not interested. They want to see the video, not the same old intro over and over again. And so you know what? I took heed of that message and I've put it into practice, and right on the first beat I got rid of it. And you know what? Next time I might not even get the first beat in. And by the way, I just made up for it by blathering. But I shan't blather again. In any case, it's a win-win all round, ain't it? Slightly different. You get to hear the whys and wherefores, and you don't get to hear we'll talk about it again, and no intro again. In any case, let's get on with it. Let me tell you, hate these glider bombs. And I'll tell you why I hate them. It's not because they're not any good. It's in fact because they're bloody brilliant. The problem is, you get nubs in the F18, and that was the first one that had them, right? That learn how to use them, and once they've figured out how to use them, they strap A on, they take off, they fire at targets that are 50, 60 miles away without any risk whatsoever. All 8, they land, rearm, repeat, repeat, repeat. It's a boring way to take out bases that other people are trying to be a bit more tactical about. And that is the only reason why I don't like them. However, with that little bit of moaning out the way, they have improved monumentally. And I'll tell you what I mean. When they first came out in the F18, you had to be flying within very certain parameters. All of that has changed in a whole plethora of updates. And now you can fly virtually any which way angle and fire these things. And providing they've got enough energy when you release them, and that you're not firing them off like 5 foot from the ground into the side of a hill, they tend to hit. And I thought, well, does the same thing apply to the F16? So what I went and did, let's come into the air to ground mode and get these things powered up, and I'll show you the target area. So if we come over to the F7 view and zoom out a little bit, we see on the side of this hill we've got an SA2 site, and it's a big one. It's got all the bells and whistles. We've got support trucks, we've got numerous launchers, we've got rearming trucks, refueling trucks, we've got a search radar, we've got the track radar. The whole 9 yards is right there. And if we take a look at its location, it's ideally placed centrally in this valley junction, or whatever you would like to call it, where 2 different valleys intersect. This thing has been causing DCS players problems for years, and I've finally decided to go ahead and take it out on their behalf. However, because it's an SA2, I can't get too close because they're going to shoot. In fact, if I come over to the right-hand side, there you can see the threat ring. We're about to enter that fairly shortly. Waypoint 6 is the target area. That's what I'm going to be engaging. We do still have a little bit of lag issues when we're dealing with lots of radars, even in single players, since one of the latest DCS updates. So I hope they deal with that soon. You'll notice, especially as I'm weaving in and out of mountains, that lag issue that was there a couple of years ago has returned. They did deal with it, but it's since come back, at least for me. I'm going to go ahead and move my selector over to waypoint 6. Come over to the SMIS page, and yeah, we are in the air to ground. So here we see one of the options. We've got the 154 Alpha. We got it powered up. And if we press this one here, we can, of course, change it to space them 1,000 feet this way, and if we press this one, we can space it to 1,000 feet left and right. And if I try and figure out which way am I coming from, yes, the sun's from the south, so I'm coming from more or less this direction here. You can see 1,000 feet is probably a little bit too far, so I'm thinking more like perhaps 300-400 feet, something like that. And my hope is that one of them is going to hit somewhere around here and one of them here. I think if I set it to 1,000, we're going to have one hit out here and one hit out here. We can find out. So let's jump into the cockpit. So I'm going to change this value here from 1,000 and I'm just going to go for the mid-range. Let's go for 345. Enter. And so in theory, these guys are going to hit 345 feet or about 100 meters or so. Let's uncage the burners and make our ways over. I'm not going to use any countermeasures or anything because the idea is here I am using unideal conditions. Yeah, so I'm not going to just, this is what Nub would do, right? But 50 miles further back, point at the target. They've got the targets in. That'll do. Fire. We're not going to do that. We are going to fly low and again unoptimum positions. So with burners on, let's zoom in a little bit and we'll fly nice and low and we'll see just how insane or not these weapons are when employed with the F16, because of course this thing is king of speed. Fuel wise, yeah, we got plenty. We don't need to worry about that, at least not yet. So target is on the other side of this hill. Let's just see if the guy's interested in us yet, so we'll just pop up. I think I might as well get the jammers on standby, seeing as I've got them there. We'll get them onto semi-automatic mode. So that one forward, semi in, and roll the CMS aft. So those are ready. So again, we're just jam, but we shan't be using any countermeasures on this one. Again, we're not just going to fly nice and in line and shoot. So I think the target is, yeah, it's down there. And there you can see the guys can see us now. So let's get behind this hill so we can't get radar on us. And I'm going to try shooting from this insane angle right now. 3, 2, 1. There goes my weapons. Let's fire off the other two as well. There they go. So that's all 4 off. Let's pull hard on the stick. So I don't think there's anybody who is going to argue with me and say they were in ideal conditions, because that was anything but ideal. The only thing that they had was energy. Let's switch over. There they are. So here are the glider bombs. And in theory, we should see these guys spacing out about 300 or so feet. So where's his other guy? I don't see. Oh, there he is. There these guys are. Are these the first guys or the second guys? Who knows? I think what I'm going to do is place the camera here and let's start zooming in. Those guys, of course, flying over the top, releasing their payloads. That, to me, looks like a very, very successful strike. Insanely easy, and I was nowhere near any parameter. This, in my opinion, and there, oh, there's the second wave of glider bombs coming in. Oh, I saw something flying across there. What was that just flew past? Who knows what that other thing was, but that was... Oh, there we go. There we go. Round 2. Well, there was one of them. Where was his twin? You can just picture yourself weaving in and out of valley floors with SAM sites and Lord knows what in all different directions and having a lot of fun with this weapon. So I hope you do that, and until next time, Pussy's in full agreement behind me. Wherever in the world you may be, take care, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.